Scene opens on a serene, verdant landscape, yet a subtle undercurrent of urgency hums beneath the tranquility. Gentle morning light filters through the leaves, illuminating a farmer working diligently in his field. A voiceover, calm but imbued with a deep sense of purpose, begins. This is not merely a bean field, it is a canvas of resilience, a testament to the daily struggle and quiet triumph of life rooted in the soil. Here, amidst the climbing vines, the rhythms of existence play out, dictated by the sun, the rain, and the relentless demands of sustenance. My beanstalks reach defiantly towards the sky, tall and vibrant, a response to the nutrients painstakingly applied just days ago. But this growth, while promising, also brings its own set of challenges. Without a robust trellis, these ambitious shoots will sprawl, entangling themselves, their potential yield diminished. It's a delicate balance, this dance with nature, nurturing growth while imposing order, anticipating needs before they become crises. This constant foresight, this intimate understanding of the land, is the bedrock of rural life, often unseen, rarely appreciated by those far removed from its toil. Lately, however, the silence from those I hold dear has been a stark contrast to the burgeoning life around me. My mother, a pillar of strength and a mirror of this land's enduring spirit, usually keeps a close connection. But a recent call to her, a hopeful inquiry about the rice harvest, met with an unsettling quiet. Every day, the worry mounts. I see neighboring fields already shorn, their golden bounty gathered, while my mother's remain untouched. An anxious impatience gnaws at me. I called again, pressing for an answer, only to be told the rice isn't quite ready. Yet, the skies gather, ominous and pregnant with rain, a harbinger of potential ruin. The delicate window for harvest is closing, and the stakes could not be higher. A sudden downpour could flatten the stalks, soak the grains, and strip away months of backbreaking labor, jeopardizing an entire season's income and, by extension, her very livelihood. When will they be harvested? I urged, the words laced with a quiet desperation. Pay attention, see if they can be harvested, help her. It's a familiar plea, born of necessity. My mother, like so many women in these rural communities, often finds herself shouldering the immense burden alone, her resilience stretched thin. She sees my busy schedule, the demands of my own small endeavors, and tries to spare me, but this is a burden we share. Finally, she confided, they'll probably harvest this afternoon. A sigh of relief, quickly tempered by the realization that the approaching rain means the grains might still be a little green, not perfectly mature. But in the face of nature's unpredictable temperament, timing often trumps perfection. The local weather forecast, delivered through the ever-present hum of my phone, confirms the impending storm, 2 or 3 days of continuous rain. If the harvest can indeed happen today, it would be a reprieve, a small victory against the looming threat. So, the morning's plan solidified, attend to immediate tasks, then head straight to her aid. Let's go do something in the morning, then have lunch and then go. Come help her. My own morning, I explained, was booked. An appointment with a garden owner to harvest papaya. A small transaction, but vital for immediate cash flow. I'll probably go harvest papaya and come home for lunch. Go help my mom. My companion, a friend and confidant whose presence often mirrors the quiet strength of the land, offered to join. Let me go with you. I don't have anything to do at home. I'm also waiting for Min to send the data so I can do the books and report to my superiors. The bureaucratic demands of official work, a world away from the earthy tang of the fields, often intrude upon the simplicity of rural life. While waiting, let me go with you. Is it far? Let me tack you there. His offer of transport, though kind, was unnecessary. This garden is quite close, it's right here, we can walk. In these parts, distance is often measured not in kilometers, but in familiar footsteps. Then let me go in and get my things so I can go. Let me get your jacket early. Yes, let me get my jacket to wear. The sun, though not yet scorching, demands protection, a small precaution against the elements that define our days. At the papaya orchard, the air hung thick with the sweet, tropical scent of ripe fruit. We moved with practiced ease, our eyes discerning the subtle shades of readiness. This fruit is ripe. The perfect specimen, vibrant yellow-orange, firm to the touch. But the market demands a careful selection. Yes, this fruit is not very ripe yet. This is just right. If it's too ripe, I'm afraid it will be bruised when we transport it back. If it's too ripe, it will be bruised. The economics of bruising, a minute detail, yet one that can significantly impact the day's earnings. A few papayas for personal consumption, chosen with less stringent criteria. I'll pick one or two at my place. My friend's own small patch, it seemed, was less bountiful this season. There are only green ones. Your place is also out of fruit this time. They're not very ripe. It's a common story, the variability of harvests, a constant reminder of nature's unpredictability. We sampled a ripe one, the golden flesh yielding to the bite, a burst of sweetness. Let's try one and see if it's sweet. This one is ripe. Come here and sit. Let's try it. It's cool and nutritious. A brief moment of respite, a simple pleasure shared under the open sky. I've been craving papaya salad for so long, I haven't had it. The thought of the crisp, refreshing dish ignites a shared desire. Let's pick one or two later. I'll make it, bro, let me make it. Let me eat it for you. I also like that dish very much. It's delicious when eaten with instant noodles. Yes, the salad is both crispy and cool. Also, if it's overcooked, I don't like to eat it. It's not crispy. Simple culinary delights, often born of humble ingredients, yet providing profound satisfaction. We peeled one, sharing slices, savoring the sun-warmed sweetness. It's golden brown and delicious, right? Here, let me eat it. It's very sweet, bro, let me try it. It's really delicious. With our harvest complete, the practicalities of the day resurfaced. My friend had pressing duties. Now I'll take you. After I get to the market, I have to go home. I have to go home first. I'll work a bit. I'll call up to see which households were flooded and had landslides last time so I can compile a report to my superiors. The gravity of his task cast a somber shadow over our morning's lightheartedness. Natural disasters are an all too frequent reality in this region, their impact devastating. Floods and landslides rip through homes, fields, and lives, leaving behind a trail of destruction that demands meticulous documentation and swift action. Yes, if I have work, I'll go home first. I'll work for a bit. I'll call up to see which households were flooded and had landslides so I can compile a report to my superiors. Yes, if I have work, I'll go home and work. The bureaucracy of relief, though slow, is the lifeline for many. Yes, after the statistics are done, the state will support some or all of them. For example, if any house's fields were flooded, the state will support each family with a little rice. A temporary bomb, a small measure of assistance in the face of overwhelming loss. If any house has landslides, the charity group will come to visit this time. I have to take them there. The coordination of aid, involving both governmental and non-governmental organizations, is a complex dance, often hindered by logistical challenges and the sheer scale of human need. He mentioned the email from Min, containing crucial data for his report. Min just sent you an email yesterday. I'll give you everything. Now that I'm home, I have to compile a report to my superiors. The urgency in his voice was palpable. The digital age, with its instant communication, had not, it seemed, streamlined the arduous process of grassroots data collection and reporting. He continued, reflecting on the disparities in administrative resources. There are few officials up there, so I still have to go work for the officials. The village committee mobilized all the police to support. He observed, yes, I see that there are many officers here, so the police don't have to do that, only village officers, so I rarely see police here. This highlights a persistent challenge in remote, often marginalized areas, a severe lack of trained personnel and resources. Up there are few officers. In remote areas, officers lack knowledge. Even if we have education and degrees, we still have to support the people somewhat. It's a quiet acknowledgement of the burden on the few educated individuals who choose to serve in these challenging locales, often filling multiple roles out of necessity, a blend of administrative duty and direct community support. As the sun climbed higher, casting longer shadows, we prepared to leave the orchard. After we finish eating, it's not sunny, right? Yes, let's go, right? Don't be late. Time, in these parts, is not merely a construct but a tangible force, governing harvests, markets, and official duties. Yes, there's this to bring home. Let Tony eat it, brother. This fruit is sweet, take it home. A small gesture, a sweet gift for a child. Let Tony pick some green fruit to make a salad, brother. Yes, you pick it. There are also green fruits here. With the papayas secured, and promises of a future salad, we made our way back. I'm closed. Hoai's beans are so beautiful. A brief shout to a neighbor, an informal update on the day's endeavors, a common thread in the tightly woven fabric of community life. Back at home, before diving into the administrative depths of his reports, my friend, ever the diligent helper, noticed the UN trellis beanstalks. While waiting for me to send the list, I'll help you cut down some trees. He instinctively began gathering suitable branches for stakes. CA will keep them for a while. CA will go to the market and make a trellis. He even picked a ripe bean pod. Let me climb one bean to let Tony eat one fruit for a while. CA will make a salad. It's been a long time since I ate this salad. His selfless actions, a reflection of the communal spirit that binds these villages, underscore the practical support systems that often exist informally, bridging gaps where official assistance might be slow or insufficient. At the market, a hub of activity and commerce, I became part of the daily symphony of vendors and buyers. How do you sell papaya? Sister, buy papaya. Sister, buy papaya. Sister, buy papaya. My voice joined the chorus, announcing my wares. A familiar face approached. How much is this papaya? Do you sell it for 10,000 each? Give me 2, sister. Do you have any green papaya? Hey, sell me one so I can make a salad. Do you have carrots for sale? The rapid-fire exchange of goods and prices, the haggling, the spontaneous requests for salad ingredients, it's the vibrant pulse of local trade. Do you have a lot? I'll get you 2. Sell me a few more bottles of vinegar. There are exactly 3 bottles left. Do you have any chili? I'm working. The market, a microcosm of the larger economy, where every transaction, no matter how small, contributes to the flow of goods and sustains livelihoods. Oh, I'm home. Yes, my colleague just sent me an email. Now I have to count them all. My friend's voice echoed from inside, signaling his return to his duties. The world of digital data, statistics, and reports awaited him. Meanwhile, my papayas had been a success. You've sold them all. Yes, papaya is delicious. They love to buy it. Yes, I tried it just now and it was sweet. A small but satisfying victory. I acknowledged his effort earlier. Yes, I worked too hard when I got home to work, and I also helped you cut trees to make a trellis for beans." He dismissed it with a wave, a simple act of friendship. "Yes, I just passed by Kia and saw a beautiful bunch of reeds. When I got home, I saw your beans, so I should make a trellis. I went to help you cut them. You just have to plant them." His practical sense, his immediate grasp of what needed to be done, often simplified my own tasks. "I have work. Why don't you do it and let me cut them later? I can only cut a few trees, but you can rest and plant them anytime." He even offered to pick up the salad ingredients. "I can buy the things to make the salad and let me go to work right away so you can eat." The generosity of spirit, a fundamental currency in these tight-knit communities, was evident. "You worked hard for me and then I went to make the salad. I'll use the trellis for beans to make later. Yes, it's just right to make a delicious salad, host. I'm home." But beneath the surface of daily chores and market sales, a deeper, more personal narrative simmered. I had a phone call to make, one that held the key to a long-cherished hope. "I'm home so I can call Hero to see if he's free." The receiver picked up. "Hello Hero, yes, it's me, what are you doing?" "I'm working at your house." My friend, Hero, was conveniently nearby. "Are you busy? Do you have anything to do?" "The landlord is at home first. His Kia is home already." "Are you busy? Come here so I can make an appointment with them. I'll ask about the other day." The other day referred to a conversation about my childhood home, a dwelling steeped in memories, now occupied by others. "You said they bought a house or rented it. Come here so I can meet them in person." I'm not very convenient to ask about this. The question of ownership versus tenancy held immense weight. If it was merely rented, there was a glimmer of hope. If it was sold outright, the dream of reclaiming it would be far more arduous, perhaps impossible. "Yes, okay, let me arrange it. I'll come over now. Let me make an appointment with them. Let me come over later. Tell them not to go anywhere." "Yes, let me come over and talk to see how it goes." The path to reclaiming one's past is often fraught with uncertainty. "Yes, let me go make an appointment with them. Thank you." "Yes, it's nothing." Hero, ever reliable, agreed to facilitate the sensitive meeting. Shortly after, he arrived at the house. "Miss, here I am." "Miss, I'm the neighbor over here. I have something I'd like to ask you. Please come in." "Yes, you just got home from work. Come on, have a drink." "Yes, do you have anything to do? Are you busy now? You just got home from work. You're not very busy." The polite, almost ritualistic exchange of courtesies that preface any significant conversation in these parts. "Yes, it's like this, miss. The previous owner. This house is my cousin's, he wants to see you for a bit. If you're not busy, can I tell him to come here?" Hero, skillfully introducing the subject. The current owner, a woman of quiet demeanor, seemed amenable. "Okay, let me call him later. Let him come here. He has something to see you for a bit. Just make an appointment for him to come here." "Okay, have some water." "Yes, I invite you to drink water." The invitation to wait, a small act of hospitality, yet it felt like an eternity. "If you're not busy, then wait a moment. I'll go home. I'll call my brother. Come here, I'll go home and call him. I'll go home in about 2 hours. You have something to do?" "Yes, then I'll go home. I'll call him and tell him to come home." "I'll thank you. I'll go home now." "Yes, it's nothing. I'll say hello." Hero returned, relaying the details of his encounter. "Who called you, Mon?" "Mon, his cousin." "What did he make an appointment with you for?" My heart pounded with anticipation. Last time, I asked Mon to ask for me about my house before. Now they were living there. Did the person living there buy it outright from my mother's side and mortgage it or rent it from them? This was the crux of the matter, the question that had weighed on my mind for so long. Mon, when he saw them at home, Mon called. Tell him if he's busy, come over there to talk about it. If someone else bought it outright, we can't redeem it. Let's ask clearly, is there a chance for us to redeem it? The legal realities of property ownership are unforgiving. Once a sale is final, redemption is often a pipe dream, unless extraordinary circumstances prevail, or a generous spirit intervenes. Yes, then I'll go ask. If they're still renting, we still have a chance to redeem it. The fragility of this hope, a thin thread against the formidable forces of market economics and past decisions. Yes, from now on, I'll try to save up to redeem that house as soon as possible. The determination, though potent, was also tinged with the sobering realization of the monumental financial effort required. I also see that you really want to go back to that house. I also hope that it's possible. If you can redeem it, I will take you and your mother back to live there. Hero's words were a comforting balm, reinforcing a shared dream. If you can redeem it properly, I will take you and your mother back to live here. We only raise livestock. We raise poultry and grow vegetables here. Sometimes we have clean vegetables to eat. The vision of a self-sufficient, peaceful life, a return to roots, a homecoming. Yes, I have to go now. You stay at home, Mon. I made an appointment with them. Now I will come and ask clearly how it is. Yes, I hope that house will be redeemed later. I will go here. My departure, a step into the unknown, driven by hope and the ghost of a past life. Yes, I will go. I will go for a while, then I will come back. You stay home and cook rice. Wait for me to come home in the afternoon. I will go for my mother. Yes, Mon. Oh, I am here. Oh, I will take you there. Hero, true to his word, accompanied me, offering silent support. Upon arriving at the house, the scene was poised with a quiet tension. The current owner, a woman in her prime, greeted us. Yes, miss. I greet you, miss. This is my brother, the former owner of this house. He has something to do and wants to meet you for a bit. Please sit down, let me and him talk. Please allow me to go home first. I will stay and talk with you. I have a little work to do. Yes, thank you. Hero, sensing the delicate nature of the conversation, tactfully excused himself, leaving me alone to face a pivotal moment. Go get some water. So, what do you want to see me? Her voice, though polite, carried an underlying note of curiosity. Yes, I have something to ask you, so I asked my younger brother to make an appointment with you. Do you mind? I began, my voice steady despite the tremor in my heart. Then let me sit and talk to you for a moment. Okay, I just say yes. I want to ask you, are you currently renting this house or buying it from someone else? The question hung in the air, heavy with unspoken desires and potential disappointments. Her answer, delivered without hesitation, was a blow, yet not entirely unexpected. This house is what you bought from them. Yes, they sold it to you. Yes, sold it to you. I also held all the real estate documents from them. Yes, I also held everything. Yes. The clarity of her words left no room for ambiguity. The house, my house, was unequivocally hers, acquired through a legitimate transaction. The dream of a simple tenancy, a temporary arrangement, evaporated. The emotional weight of this confirmation was immense. This wasn't merely a house, it was a repository of my earliest memories, a physical manifestation of a family's history, a testament to effort and sacrifice. I came here to ask you that so it's clear, did you buy it or did you actually rent it? It turns out this house was mine in the past. I have a lot of beautiful memories, all the effort I put in to build this house, but my mother doesn't know what she needs money for. She sold this family house. The raw ache of loss, the incomprehensible decision of a parent to divest such a profound asset, spilled out. I really want to redeem it, but recently I didn't have enough money. You bought it, so I want to ask you if in the future I have money, can you let me redeem it? The plea, though audacious, was sincere, born of a desperate longing to mend a broken past. The current owner listened patiently, her expression thoughtful. This matter is also a big matter. I'll let you give me time to discuss it with my family, and you think carefully now. Land prices are also increasing, you have to prepare accordingly. Her words were pragmatic, grounded in the economic realities of the region. Land values, especially in areas experiencing even modest development or infrastructure improvements, have been on a relentless upward trajectory. This is a common phenomenon in many developing nations, where rapid urbanization and foreign investment drive up property prices, often pushing long-time residents out of their ancestral lands. It reflects a macroeconomic trend, often fueled by speculative buying and the influx of city dwellers seeking rural retreats or second homes, profoundly impacting the socio-economic fabric of these communities. For a lot of money, you just prepare to go to my side. I will ask my family for everyone's opinion. I alone cannot decide. Her transparency was appreciated, but the enormity of the financial implication hung heavy in the air. Yes, I hope that you and your family can help me. Let me redeem this house. That would be great. My voice was earnest, imbued with the full weight of my yearning. Please discuss it with your family. If there is anything, I will ask you again later. Also, I know that the price of real estate is increasing very high, and it is getting higher and higher, so I want to redeem the house as soon as possible. I really want to return to this house. Please discuss it with your family. If there is anything, I will ask you again later. The urgency was clear. Delay would only make the dream more unattainable. Her response was measured, tinged with empathy. Yes, I understand what you mean. Let me discuss it with everyone in the family. But I also wonder why my mother sold such a beautiful house. I don't know if she needs money for anything. Her innocent question, born of genuine curiosity, unknowingly struck a raw nerve, reopening old wounds. The story of my family, a saga of abandonment and loss, was not one easily shared, yet it was integral to understanding my desperate plea. Yes, I really don't know the reason. Until now, she still hasn't returned to this land. I don't know where she went. A vague, almost evasive answer, but the truth was far more painful and complex. Actually, that mother is not my biological mother. The confession, though difficult, felt necessary to explain the depth of my connection to this house, a connection forged not through blood, but through the crucible of a fractured childhood. In the past, my family was in a very difficult situation. After my biological mother gave birth to my younger sister, she left to work and never came back. The narrative unfolded, a common tragedy in regions where economic hardship forces families apart, leaving children to grapple with abandonment and the scars of a fractured past. My father, burdened by illness and the weight of raising two young children alone, succumbed early. My father fell ill and died early. My father also said that. Let me know that this is not true. My biological mother just told me that's all I know. His words, a final, heartbreaking attempt to provide context and truth before his passing, were all I had. The stepmother, whose motives remained shrouded in mystery, had arrived later, only to disappear again after selling the family home. It was a pattern of loss, a repeating cycle of severance from roots and belonging. Until now, I lost this house. I'm so sorry. If your family could let me redeem it, it would be great, but the amount of money is really too much. I asked you in advance. If there is a chance that I can redeem it, I hope your family will help me. The plea was heartfelt, acknowledging the immense financial hurdle while clinging to the slender thread of hope. The current owner listened with growing understanding, her earlier pragmatism softening with empathy. "I will try to create conditions for you. But as for the finances, you still have to prepare." Her willingness to consider, to create conditions, was a small but significant concession. It spoke to the power of shared humanity, transcending the cold logic of property transactions. She then offered a glimpse into her own life, a life marked by similar practicalities and temporary arrangements. "Yes, luckily I told you in advance so you have time to prepare to find a new house. I've been here for a long time. Yes, now I also need a house to live in. I work nearby. My family also does small business. So my house is in the city. I live in 2 places in the city. I also have a house for my husband and children to do business there." She was a city official, temporarily relocated for work, her roots firmly elsewhere. Her presence here was a strategic move, an investment in her career, reflecting the often transient nature of government postings in remote areas. "I bought it from them. That's right. Before, my brothers introduced me to a house for sale here. At that time, I was also working here and I thought it was reasonable. Yes, I will buy it to finish my term in 5 years before returning to my hometown." Her 5-year term was a clear deadline, a practical framework around her stay. It highlighted the stark contrast between her temporary professional commitment and my lifelong emotional attachment to this land. For her, it was an asset; for me, a legacy. "That's right. After my term in 5 years, I will probably return home to live with my husband and children." Her narrative underscored the broader dynamics of regional development, urban professionals temporarily deployed to rural areas, often bringing with them different perspectives on property and community. "Yes, I am the same as you, but if you move here, it will be more convenient for the market and roads. I will move all the way up to the highlands in another district, more than 100 kilometers away. There are many ethnic minorities and people with poor education. It will be very difficult." Her next posting, it seemed, would be even more remote, posing its own set of challenges, particularly in terms of access to services and the social complexities of working with diverse ethnic groups. It was a reminder that even those in positions of authority face their own struggles and trade-offs. I took a moment to absorb her story, the unexpected commonality of our circumstances, albeit from different vantage points. "I will drink some water." "Yes, I thank you, ma'am. Let me ask for permission. If I prepare enough money, I will come back and ask you later. Can you also ask my family to help me see if they agree? Can you help me? Let me ask my family again." The request was deferential, acknowledging her need for family consultation. "Yes, through your story, I know that my family also has special circumstances. I am on a business trip far away, so it is very difficult. I will talk to my family again and try to create conditions." Her final words offered a precious glimmer of hope, a potential path forward. To create conditions meant she recognized the human element, the emotional plea beyond the financial transaction. It was a gesture of compassion, perhaps even solidarity, stemming from her own experiences of distance and the demands of her work. "Yes, yes, I thank you very much. I ask for permission. I will go back here. Actually, my family is not doing well. I am like this now. I hope you will help me. I ask for permission. Allow me to thank you. I'm going home, miss." "Yes, I'm going home. Be careful on the road." "Yes, yes, yes." The farewell was steeped in gratitude and a renewed sense of purpose. As I made my way back, the weight of the conversation lingered. Hiro was still working, reviewing books, his face etched with concentration. "Are you working?" "Yes, I'm reviewing the books for a bit. I'm going home now. Thank you. Come in and play. I'll come back later. I have a little more work. Yes, I'm going home. When you have time, come out and play. Yes, I'm going home now. Thank you. There's still stuff inside. Let me climb the fence. The mundane tasks of life continued, a stark contrast to the emotional roller coaster I had just experienced. Upon reaching home, the first thing Hiro asked was about the meeting. His concern was palpable, his support unwavering. I'm home. Yes, how's the situation? My answer, delivered with cautious optimism, reflected the fragile hope I now held. The situation is very positive. It's likely to go smoothly. I think the landlord is quite easygoing. They can't decide if they live alone. I told them that if I have money in the future, I'll let them buy it back. The crucial detail, the house was bought, not rented, a fact that had initially deflated me, yet her willingness to consider a future repurchase was a lifeline. I told them that, so they bought it from the person who took it from my mother. I'm not sure. When I came, I asked if they were renting the house they're living in now or if they bought it. They said they bought it. I recounted the details, the precise words that had shaped the conversation. I hope they'll think about it because that house is my memory. I hope they agree to sell it back. I hope so too. I told them everything. I really want to have that house back. The emotional core of my desire remained strong, undiminished by the pragmatic realities. Hiro, ever the realist, acknowledged the difficulty but also the potential for a favorable outcome. They said I should go ask my family. It's clear that she can't decide if she's alone. She's just talking. That's all. I'd like to ask for your permission to go home. He summarized the practical constraints. They're from the city and working in our commune. They need a house to live in. After 5 years, their term will be over, so they'll probably sell it. This insight into the owner's timeline offered a strategic window. The house was a temporary residence for her, a means to an end. It was not her ancestral home, nor her permanent abode. This distinction, while seemingly small, was monumental in the context of my emotional attachment and long-term goal. If we have money to redeem it soon, they won't sell it. I don't know how it is. Real estate prices are getting higher and higher, making it more and more difficult. He underscored the relentless pressure of the market. The longer I waited, the more expensive it would become, potentially placing it forever out of reach. This dynamic, where local economies intersect with broader market forces, often creates an impossible squeeze for those with limited capital. If we don't turn over money quickly, we'll never have a chance to redeem it. Try your best. If there's any difficulty, I'll help you. His pledge of support was a testament to the strength of our bond, a reminder that in these communities, individuals rarely face their struggles alone. The conversation shifted to the more immediate tasks. As for the work in Kia, is it finished yet? If it's not finished, you go in and finish it so I can cook. After that, in the afternoon, I'll go help my mother harvest the rice. The looming threat of rain, the urgency of the harvest, still loomed large. I'm doing the books. Can you help me cook rice? When I finish, I'll go help her in the afternoon. The division of labor, the shared responsibilities, were essential for navigating the complex demands of rural life. Yes, these dark clouds don't know if it's okay. I hope not. If the rice is harvested and it rains, everything will be ruined. The raw vulnerability of agricultural life, dependent on the fickle whims of weather, was once again at the forefront. A good harvest means food and income, a ruined one means hunger and debt. Can you help me so I can go and finish the books? Yes. The immediate need for sustenance, the pressing administrative duties, and the long-term hope of reclaiming a lost home, all intertwined, defining the relentless, resilient rhythm of existence in this quiet corner of the world. The journey was far from over, but a path, however narrow, had opened before me.